The night in Babylon was heavy. Shadows of towers stretched far across the streets, and whispers carried more weight than the wind itself. Babylon was a city of grandeur, a jewel of the ancient world, but behind its gold and stone lay an unquenchable hunger, the hunger for knowledge, the thirst for power. Men gazed at the skies, not to marvel at creation, but to bend it. The stars were not distant fires to them, but codes to be broken, signs to be interpreted, tools to control destiny. Since the beginning of time, humanity has suffered from two desires: the desire to know and the desire to rule. Without faith to anchor these desires, they pull men into the abyss. In Babylon, the abyss was wide open. To make the trial clear, Allah sent two angels, Harut and Marut. They were not merchants, not sorcerers, not ordinary teachers. They were a test, and they never concealed it. To anyone who came close, they warned, "We are only a trial. If you learn from us, the price is hell. Do not fall into disbelief." The warning echoed through the city. Some trembled and turned away. Others, enslaved by ambition, whispered in the alleys, "There are two strangers. They reveal the secrets of power." Soon Babylon was divided. Some feared the curse, others pursued it. Night after night, curious men crept into the shadows, searching for the two beings. They sought words that would change their lives, though the words came chained to fire dot, and so the story of Harut and Marut became more than a tale of one city. It was the mirror of all humanity, for every heart carries the same temptation to step past the warning, to pay any price for forbidden knowledge. The Quran captures this trial in one verse that resounds through the centuries. Surah Al-Baqarah, verse 102. It declares, "They followed what the devils recited during the reign of Solomon." Solomon did not disbelieve, but the devils disbelieved, teaching people magic and what was revealed to the two angels in Babylon, Harut and Marut. But they taught no one until they had said, "We are only a trial, so do not disbelieve." Yet they learned from them that by which they caused separation between a man and his wife. But they could not harm anyone except by Allah's permission. And the people learned what harmed them, not what benefited them. And they knew well that whoever purchased it would have no share in the hereafter. Miserable indeed was that for which they sold themselves, if only they knew. 3 lessons unfold from this verse. First, responsibility. The angels teach only after warning. They do not force. They do not deceive. The choice is placed squarely in human hands. Whoever accepts, accepts knowingly. No one can say, "I was tricked." Second, divine permission. They could not harm anyone except by Allah's permission. This line shatters the illusion of sorcery's independence. Magic is not absolute. It has no authority of its own. Whatever power it pretends to hold still lies beneath God's command. Without His leave, even the darkest spell falls empty. Third, the metaphor of trade. The Quran calls it a miserable bargain. Knowledge is purchased at the cost of the soul, temporary thrills in exchange for eternal loss. It is a market where the price tag is hidden until it is too late. Classical commentators reflected on this verse with care. Some compared the trial to the refining of gold, Gold is cast into fire to see whether it is pure. Mankind is cast into trial to see whether the heart is true. Others focused on the detail of separating husband and wife. Was it literal sorcery? Or was it a symbol of the countless poisons, envy, arrogance, anger that corrode human bonds? Either way, the message stands. What was sought brought harm, never healing dot, and so in one verse, the Quran paints the entire picture. Knowledge misused, power pursued, warnings ignored, and souls lost in a trade they would regret forever. Beyond the Quran, narrations expanded the tale with haunting detail. Al-Tabari tells us that Harut and Marut once declared, "We would never fall like mankind falls." Their words carried pride, and pride invites trial. Allah sent them to earth, cloaked in the temptations men face daily: desire, intoxication, violence. The story takes many forms, but its outline is constant. A woman of great beauty crosses their path. Some say she demanded proof of their devotion. Others say she merely lived as a test before them. To please her, they drank wine, though it was forbidden. To hide their shame, they spilled blood. Desire, intoxication, and violence, the three gates of downfall. Thus they contradicted their claim of purity. Their punishment was severe. They were hung upside down in Babylon, chained within a pit, or suspended in a cavern. Why upside down? Because their measure had been inverted. What should have been above was cast below. What should have been sacred was made profane. So their bodies reflected their error. The world turned over. Right became wrong. High became low. Scholars debated the meaning of these accounts. Could angels truly sin? Were the details symbolic? Many said, the Quran gives us the core. The narrations give us lessons. The lesson is not in the scandal, but in the mirror. Every soul that boasts, "I would never fall," should look again. No man, no creature, is free from trial. And in Babylon the pit remained. Some said it was a well. Some said it was a hollow cave where the earth itself sighed. People whispered of voices heard at night, voices repeating, "We are only a trial." The warning never faded. As centuries passed, the tale grew roots in folklore. The scene shifted from Babylon to Damascus. Legends said that between two mountains there lay a cave so narrow a man could only crawl inside. Within, two immense beings hung from chains. There, eyes red with torment, their faces etched with agony. They were Harut and Marut, suspended until the day of judgment. Only sorcerers, or those guided by jinn, could find the entrance. When they did, a voice always asked, "Who are you?" The seeker gave his name and his father's name, and if permitted, entered. Inside, the first words were always the same. "Do you accept hell?" If he said yes, the teaching began. They spoke of the stars, how spells should be cast under a crescent, or under a full moon, or in the heat of summer. They spoke of sacrifices, the lamb, the bird, the whispered words over smoke. They spoke of power, but always chained to the curse. Of damnation, villagers told stories of men who sought them. A husband wronged by his wife, a jealous neighbor, a ruler hungry for influence, all crawled into the cavern. Some turned back at the question. Others said yes, and returned with secrets burning in their hands. Their spells worked, but their eyes darkened, their lives shortened, their souls thinned like smoke. Parents frightened children with the tale, "If you stray, Harut and Marut will take you." Storytellers ended their fables with the same refrain, "Hold to prayer, not to." Spells. Prayer is closer than the stars. Thus the legend became both a warning and a weapon scaring the reckless, guiding the wise. The story of Harut and Marut is not ancient dust. It is a living reminder. In an age where knowledge flows faster than rivers, the lesson is sharper than ever. Information is not wisdom. Power is not safety. Every gift carries its test. From their tale we learn three truths. First, boundaries are freedom. Not every door should be opened. Some doors lead to prisons disguised as palaces. Harut and Marut stand at such a door. Second, warnings are choices. The angels did not deceive. They declared the cost. To accept was to accept damnation. To refuse was to walk away free. Warnings shift the burden to the listener. Third, misuse turns blessings into curses. Knowledge can heal, but it can also wound. Power can build, but it can also break. The same key that opens a door can also lock it. Their suspension upside down is not just punishment. It is symbol. It shows what happens when order is inverted, when faith bows to desire, when purity bends to pride. It is the picture of a soul, turned inside out. And so the tale endures. It speaks across centuries, across cultures, across languages. Knowledge can save you, or it can destroy you. The choice is yours.